All right, we're out here at the house of Mr. and Mrs. Lantz. They have some rot on their fascia, a couple areas on their soffit that needs to be addressed. They got a bunch of these little kick-out beams that are rotting on the tops. So basically just doing a fascia overlay and capping all the beams and kind of outriggers that they have on the side gables and on the front of the home. So here, this is what we see on a lot of the corners. So we got to cut that off, replace it with lumber, seal it, and then do our fascia overlay system. But pretty much all of these extended corners here that go out beyond the shingle line are in some way, shape, or form compromised or rotted. You see up there too on that peak. So all those areas would be replaced, cut out, make sure that the rot is gone completely, recapped with a 2x lumber, and then all the areas would be wrapped in the hardy siding. I'm going to paint the vents, paint the gable vents, make sure that they match the siding, make sure that all the slats are in good condition, and put back into place. We're going to be leaving that drip edge. It's all the way under the shingle line. Got a really significant shingle overhang, so we're just going to be leaving the drip edge as it is. Come out to the front, same thing here. We can reside this area, match the same pattern, and reside it in hardy, so you won't have any chance of any kind of further rot. Same thing with this little shelf. Obviously you can see where the water's just making an indentation on the top of that. We can wrap that in hardy and alleviate that from getting any worse or happening again. All these little, these three outriggers can be wrapped in hardy as well. Come up here, same thing with those beams. Wrap and cap the beams, fascia overlay all the way around, wrap and cap that beam. Got some rot on this fascia corner here. And on these 4x posts, their facade, basically they just butt up to the house, probably screwed right up into the soffit, kind of toe-nailed up into there. So all of those probably replace what we have to replace. Mrs. Lantz said there's some really soft wood, so if that's the case, we'll just tear those 4xs out when it's needed, if it's rotten severely enough, and then replace the 4xs with lumber, cut off the ends, angle cut the ends, and then wrap it all in hardy. Same thing along the shingle line over here. We have some rot. We're just from exposure from it being too close to the shingle line, so we'll solve that problem, repair any rot, and then do our fascia overlay system. All up under here, anywhere we receive rot on the soffit, got some critters that have been crawling through right there, it looks like, if you can see those. That will be repaired, sealed, and then painted with our Sherwin-Williams paint. All these gutters, we're going to take off the gutters, and then we'll have those put back up by a professional gutter company. They do want to keep the gutters. Coming across here, same thing. We got two outrigger beams, fascia overlay. We got rot on both those peaks on the top, very top gable portion. So we're going to do rot repair there and then continue on with the fascia overlay. Garage door obviously is a little bit faded, so we're going to, as a complimentary, just basically paint that for you guys so we can get that looking really nice and really consistent with the fresh paint on the house. Coming over here to the right side, it's exact replica of the left side actually. So same thing, got rot on all those little fascia beams that extend out beyond the shingle line on pretty much every corner. This side's in a lot better shape than the other. But again, fascia overlay here, cut out any rot. Before we do that, seal it and then paint it using our two-step paint process from Sherwin-Williams. Again, same thing with the gable vent there. Make sure we get that painted the same color. We do, Mrs. Lantz requested that we fix the grating up there. The screen mesh behind the slats is falling out. So she asked if we could repair that as part of the project. So we would do that for her as well. All right, then we'll go around and take a look at the back.